kind of photo trip stuff that I've done in relation to kind of going outside and moving around. But as not as unaccustomed to the podcast, I also try and talk about some computer stuff and some studio stuff too. So I wanted to talk a bit about what I've been trying to do. And now that it's kind of winter time, especially these months here through the holidays, through like Thanksgiving to Christmas, I wasn't going out to travel or jump around much at all. I should have gone fishing more. That's kind of like when my fishing license ended. Now I got to get my fishing license renewed, 2021. I want to go out earlier this year and try and hit up a couple spots. And I've been trying to do more of that stuff of like learning to fish a little bit better and a little bit more regularly. And there's a couple ponds that are sort of near my house that I am able to go to that I can use that recreation pass for to get free parking there. But I think they stock those ponds with trout. And then as it kind of gets closer to the summertime, there's like sunfish and crappie that are in the pond and stuff. And I'm trying to do just some sort of fun recreational fishing in the morning. But there's also the Alsea River out here that really comes into its own. Just like this last month through November for like the winter steelhead season. And then I think it comes in through like February. It gets back into steelheading and stuff. So that's pretty cool. I haven't really gone steelhead fishing before. I haven't got a steelhead tag before. So I just kind of been doing the trout fishing stuff out of the rivers and stuff around this area. But it's been kind of fun doing that sort of stuff. And it's also been pretty light stuff too. But getting into the studio stuff, I've been trying to do some studio work. I've been trying to set up some studio lights, which is kind of fun. And that's really like a good time of year to do it. That's sort of what I was saying is, this like kind of rainier, winterier part of Oregon's winter season. It's kind of nice to be inside a little bit and to have a couple of the projects going. And this time of year, I'm really trying to lock in automating some work for the rest of the year. So what I'm trying to do through January and part of February, and what I've been also trying to do through December, is get a couple of the books that I want to come out. I want to get those prepped and really almost done. And then I can have that ready to release in February, ready to release in April, ready to release in June. And then I can kind of stage those things out through the year. But a lot of that preparatory work is already done now during this kind of block of studio time where I can kind of focus myself on being inside and doing some more desk work, that sort of stuff. And so there's a lot, I don't know, there's a lot of sales work stuff that I got to get to. But that is going to be stuff that I do kind of later in the year when that sort of comes up into its own season. But for some of this content stuff, some of the studio work that I'm trying to put together, I can do that now through a period of time in the winter. And sort of do a lot of the indoor work, trying to put together some book writing, some text stuff, and then also trying to put together some kind of studio video stuff and some of the editing stuff that I need to get through. So I've been trying to go through, and one of my efforts and what I've already kind of been working on sort of since the fall was trying to do some sort of photo screencast video channel, and I'm trying to get that together. I've been working on the format of it a little bit and trying to make it something that's functional and compelling, but also sort of a simple amount of work that just, I don't want to overcomplicate. That's sort of the thing I've seen as a problem in a lot of YouTube channels or a lot of pieces of content that are out there, is that they sort of get a little too fancy, I guess would be an easy word to put on it, but a little too complicated, a little too few many editing processes that kind of all end up stacking up on each other and making a project I think too difficult to really commit to continuing to do unless everything's all sort of condensed into, a single production act or something. So I'm trying to go through and sort of structure out some of these pieces a little bit more like that, where I can go in and I'm trying to do a screencast where I do and go through and talk about like a photo that I worked on, talk a little bit about it, but then also really a lot of it is about talking about specific adjustments and changes to do in Lightroom specifically in this case, but then kind of more overall in photo editing and sort of bring